I'm Dan Hunt, and this is Up Close and Personal. My guest today, Randy Tate. Randy, your slogan is wealth generation through technology. How cool is that? Tell me about iFlip Invest.
iFlip Invest is a automated stock market trading platform. We're the first one of our kind. We combine unique algorithms with known stocks on the S&P 500 to reduce risk and help people grow wealth over time.
Now, when you're talking about growing wealth over time, last year was your first full year of customers being on your platform. And in an average way, can you tell me what the average returns were for those customers through that first year of 2017, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so 2017.
Sure. For 2017, we had an average return of 24%. Now, I always covet that. With 2017 was off the charts. It was a phenomenal year everywhere. A drunk monkey could have picked stocks and made money in 2017. However, we did perform that well, and we did it with high beta stocks and high Sharpe ratios, which means we're reducing risk.
Let's talk about, in the news right now, they talk about corrections are coming, the sky is falling, the market dropped last week 300 points in one day.
Yep.
How does your software protect you against that?
We do it through algorithms. Algorithms create hedging mechanisms which will move people out of the market before they fall off the cliff. And a perfect example of that, and we don't have all the data yet from last week, but if you go back to February, the market took an even bigger drop.
Right.
In February, 57% of the money that our software handles had been moved into a cash position prior to the drop. Therefore, during that week, the market dropped 10. We dropped a little over 2.
The market dropped 10 and you dropped 2.
Correct.
Now, did you see a rebound after that in February, after that event in February? Did you see a rebound or?
Yeah, well, less of a rebound, more of a re-entry.
Just a re-entry.
Just a re-entry.
So the bip in the screen is down and you feel like it's coming back up, so you re-enter, or your algorithms re-enter people in the market.
And it's mathematics. It's mathematics. And the math says that the stock has turned the corner and is heading back up, it will put you back in. And it's fully automated. We don't like to say words like we have a feeling or an opinion, because we know what opinions are like.
Exactly.
And
we all have those.
We all have those. And so the mathematics say, per the algorithm, get back in.
It's funny, we talk about math, and when I was a kid and I was growing up, my dad always said math is the most important thing. And I turned around and I said to my kids and taught my kids, guys, math is everything. Everything. And really everything is based on math. When you listen to your radio, it's based on math.
Yep.
The frequencies.
Absolutely.
Everything is based on math. So what you do is based on math.
Yes. My business partner, I'll just talk very briefly about him, is a guy that happened to go to Stanford at the age of 16, has advanced degrees in mathematics, statistics, and finance, and is a professional algorithm developer.
Wow.
And his algorithms allow us to lose less in the markets.
And do you have any projections of what 2018? I mean, we're coming to the fourth quarter. How are your customers doing this year in 2018? Striking, 24% in 2017. What about 2018?
They're all up on average.
Everything.
They are 97% are ahead of the S&P 500, which is our benchmark. We benchmark everything to the S&P 500. We figure if we can beat the S&P 500 year over year over time, that will create significant wealth.
So let's just take a step back for a second and let's talk about Randy.
Okay.
How does a guy that grew up in
Marysville,
California, okay, just a little teensy dot in California, not a real big place.
No.
How does that guy go from Marysville, California to a math-based software company that is looking to go international in the next, months and years? So let's talk about, who was your hero? Who put you on the track in college and school. Let's talk about that person.
It's a series of coaches. It's a series of coaches. My high school football coach, Jack Danielson, encouraged me to go to college. He encouraged me to do more than just go get a job on the farm. And because of that, that was a big influence on me.
Right.
I am a first generation collegian in my family. I'm the only one to attend and let alone graduate. And so, that was the first step.
And I know you were a teacher. We'll get into that in a minute. My wife Patty was a teacher, and this Jack Danielson, who you have a relationship with today, you still chat with and talk to from time to time. I think he did a little more than just encourage you. So let's talk about, to me, that teacher that takes that extra interest and helps somebody through the process.
Yeah.
Especially for a family that hadn't gone through the process before.
Correct.
Can we talk a little bit about how that affected you, him taking you under his wing that way?
Well, it showed me new possibilities. When, as humans, and I've learned this since, but at the time I didn't know. At the time, I had a world of possibility that I saw that existed. Maybe it included continuing playing sports, maybe it continued going on and doing something, but maybe it didn't. And he was able to paint a picture for me of what life could look like if I took the next step and actually went to college, participated, and he dangled the football carrot. Hey, you can still play football, you can still wrestle, so why wouldn't you go?
Why wouldn't you go?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
Let's talk a little bit about football. I was an athlete in high school and college. You were an athlete in high school and college. So let's talk a little bit about the disciplines, the life disciplines that you learned at that early age. How much do you think they affected your life and what you're doing today?
They're everything. Football, in particular, is a team sport. And so you learn how to work with others to accomplish a common goal. You don't find that in lots of places.
Right.
And you can't be successful if you don't do that. And so now I run my company just like I would coach a football team. It's the same. You want to make sure that everybody's working together, everybody has the same vision, everybody has the same purpose for being in the game, whatever the game may be.
Now you say that you run your business the way you would run a football team. We haven't talked about it yet, but you wanted to be a teacher. When you went through college, you said, I want to be a teacher.
Yep.
And that's what you did for 10 years.
Yep.
You went back and became a teacher and a varsity high school football coach.
And wrestling coach.
And wrestling coach.
Yes. So, yeah, that was my passion. And it's really funny. I didn't know any different. And I can't even remember when I look back on it, but we had a time capsule from middle school at a reunion that these guys brought out.
Right.
And it's actually, I had written down in there that I was going to be a football coach.
And you were a football
and
coach.
I became one, and I spent 10 years doing that. It was 10 of the best years of my life. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the interaction with the kids. I enjoyed helping them, the way my coach helped me.
Do you feel that you've been able to affect some of those students' lives coming through your program?
Absolutely. I'm sure that I have. You teach the same lessons that you've learned. And I know many of them went to college. I know many of them I still have contact with many of them today. I'm friends with them on Facebook. I see them all around. I see what they're doing, and it's exciting to see some of the great things that they've done and became.
Randy, you grew up on a farm.
Yep.
And we talked about it, and I have some experience on a farm when I was young. But you said you worked in the peach tree groves. Tell me about the peach tree groves. What do you do what do? You climb the tree and pick a peach?
Well, I didn't. I picked the peaches a little. I did just the basic farm labor, really. And what that means is getting up at 4 in the morning, getting on a tractor.
Before school?
Before school.
So you got up at 4 in the morning before school?
Yep. When school had started, it started in the summer.
Right.
That's when the peach grove starts. So you
Right.
start. Your summer isn't sleeping in and barbecuing. Your summer is getting up at 4 in the morning, going to the peach orchard, then getting your butt on a tractor and sitting there for 15 hours. There's no overtime, and it was a whopping $3.25 an hour.
$3.25 an hour. That's just incredible. But gas was only, what, 25 cents a gallon back
That's
then,
true.
too.
So it all correlates. It
It
correlates.
all gets to
I'm with you.
Now, let's move back into the present a little bit and talk about your plans for the future for iFlip Invest. What are you looking to do? Where are you looking to take this company? And how can you help as many people out there as possible?
I'll be blunt about it. We're changing the way the financial services industry works. There are two major problems with it. Number one, the asset under management model, the way in which people are charged is unfair. It creates a compounding loss for every single person. And number two, the way in which they're invested inside of mutual funds and big diversified portfolios is extremely risky. If you don't believe me, ask anybody what happened to their 401k in 2008.
Right, right.
And so we're changing that.
And a lot of books, a lot of your bigger, inspirational guys are talking about, Tony Robbins of the world and those kind of guys, Kiyosaki, saying those funds are killing you guys. They're just killing you.
They are.
So do some research. I actually read a report that said that people spend more time picking out their clothes when they go clothes shopping than they do investing their retirement.
They do. People just generally don't want to get involved. They want to give somebody their money and say, make me a millionaire.
Right.
And then they don't look at it, they don't follow up with it, they don't even pay attention to it. And so we want to educate a little bit, but yet provide them with technology that can do the lifting for them.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. And I'm going to use my wife, Patty, as our example client.
Okay.
Okay. My wife, Patty, wants money, loves shoes, loves shopping, but is really concerned about money for the future.
Okay.
However, her phone and her computer are things that she gets on Facebook for, and she writes letters to people, and she writes her classes and all that type of stuff. Technology is not necessarily her thing. Is this a program that's going to work for Patty?
Yes. This is a platform that's been designed by my business partner who is extreme in mathematics. So understand that.
Math, everything.
However, it's been facelifted and created by me, a school teacher. I have helped him design this in a manner that I can show a 7th grader how to set it up, use it, be done with it in an hour.
And how much time do I have to put in every day?
None. You need about 30 minutes every 3 to 4 months.
30 minutes every 3 to 4 months. So you're going to say, turn it on, set it up, turn it on, and just let it be.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
That's it.
Let the math work for you.
Let the math work.
Okay. The concern that I know that my viewers are going to ask is that legal? Is it compliant? Is it okay to do it that way?
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's up to you, the end user. You get to set it all up. We have licensed advisor you get to work with.
Right.
Once you know what you have and it's done and it's built, you just push live. So in the eyes of like the SEC or the government, we've made sure of this, it's a self-directed fund. You can turn it on or off. You have full access to it all the time.
And if people want more information, they can just click the link and they can get to one of your people. So the link that's right below us here.
And they get a phone call.
And they get a phone call back.
Yes.
They
you get to talk to a real person. Yes.
Absolutely incredible. Well, Randy, thank you so much for being with us today. We
Thanks
truly
for having me.
appreciate you being on here. For Up Close and Personal, this is Dan Hunt saying, have a great rest of today and an even better day tomorrow. Cut. Great job.
Thank you. You too.
Great job.